The first question that I want to ask you this morning, I know that there were a number of service projects and outreach projects that you were involved with. I'd like for you to just briefly tell us a little bit about those projects and what you did. So who would like to volunteer to go first? Okay, Mike, thank you.
The adult break the ice. So our project was serving a senior living facility, mostly yard work, weeding, cultivating, clipping, and then a lot of painting. We painted lattice work, we painted 2 church doors. I think Stephen was on the team down there. And we got to also work with the residents there and play games and interact with them as well.
The outreach we did that week was toward the benefit of underprivileged children who lived in a very poor neighborhood. So one of the poorest I've ever seen. But me and Griffin here, we worked in the same crew, and just to see kids who live their lives every day. Unlike the way we live them, you know, we live very happy lives and very blessed lives, and they don't have nearly the same benefits that we do. So to see them happy by the end of the week was a real blessing for us.
Like David was saying, we were out playing around with the children, just making them happy, you know, just seeing them smile, and just like being able to experience what we kind of had. Like a big family. It was fantastic.
I was on Mike's crew, and like he said, we did a lot of the painting, we did a lot of the yard work, and a lot of that was in preparation for an upcoming parade that they were having that weekend. And so we really helped make the place look nice for that parade, and it really wouldn't have happened without us. It was so great to be able to help them. They couldn't do it themselves.
My crew was working in a place called Trail of Hope, and Trail of Hope is a garden that's completely accessible to people with disabilities in wheelchairs. So a lot of the work that we did was painting signs to hang up around the place to make it look really nice, and a lot of garden work because there were a lot of weeds and it got really out of control. And whenever nursing homes came, we would push them around the garden and tell them about the place. And the garden is there to bring joy because a lot of their time is spent in a nursing home. A lot of them don't get very many visitors, and just to make them happy was really awesome.
Boy, Tina, that's really great, just hearing how God used you to make a difference in so many people's lives. You know, one of the things that we often talk about on missions trips is something called God sightings, where you're seeing God at work in situations and people. Maybe just a couple of you could share a way that you saw God at work during this trip.
I could give an example. So we had a young man on our group from a different church, and he was there reluctantly to some extent, and he was reserved and a bit shy. And we started our work on Monday. By Thursday, you know, we had Maddie and Grace and Steve, and Maddie led the worksite devotionals. And to see the change in the young man as he progressed through the exercise from reluctant to be there to happy to be there. So next year he wants to go, and he's taking back a message to his family who's unchurched. And I just see changes already happening, you know, thanks to God.
So yeah, as I said, the kids that we worked with were poor. So I believe on the first day, I was sitting with one kid, and he was saying how he would, you know, despite his poor living condition, how he would like to donate some of his toys to the daycare that we were working at. So that was a really big thing for me.
Well, my God sighting was it Thursday that they gave us the shirts? Yeah, Thursday, the leader of the daycare actually brought us all together and gave us these shirts. I'm actually wearing one right now. All these spots are actually all the kids' thumbprints. And they all put little drawings around them and put their names right next to them, so we would always have like a piece of them. So that was really amazing.
For me, on the first day, after we had done a lot of the garden work, 2 of the people of our crew, Grace and Maddie, they went and they sang for a lot of the elders. And it so happened that there was a young man who was delivering stuff to the nursing home. And he was passing by the hallway, and so there was this big room that they were singing in, and they had a hallway. And so he was passing through this hallway, and he heard them, and he commented that he was really excited by the music, that he really liked it. And it turns out that he was a Christian as well. And he really enjoyed that, and I think that really made his day. And at the end of the day, he gave us all ice cream sandwiches. And I think he went home very touched that, that we would go and we would help these people in the name of God.
At my site, there were these two little girls that we met on the first day, absolutely adorable. And towards the end of the week, they saw us doing a lot of watering and garden work because we were finishing up. And they decided that they wanted to help. So they would run up, they'd get their little buckets filled, they'd water all the plants as fast as they could and go up to get more water just to help. And that was really sweet of them because they're really small and young, yet they wanted to help in such a big way that may have seemed so small to them, but it really made a big impact.
Okay, that's really great. You know, one final question. Whenever you go on a mission trip, there's no doubt that somehow God works to shape your heart. So what would you say in terms of how this mission trip has changed you?
So I'd say hope. Pastor Lee says the local church is the hope of the world. The young people, in my mind, you see all the stuff with the government and politicians running and all the things that get said and done, and all the terrorism. You look at these young adults that went to this trip, they really, their lights were just out bright. I mean, it just rejuvenated me being around them, made me feel hopeful that there is hope and that God is in control.
What I learned is that you don't need things to be happy. You don't need money. You know, these kids had hardly any food, so and they were still happy. So what I learned is that all you need are the people that really care about you, and of course God. And that's all you really need to be happy.
Yeah, like David was saying, it'd be like 12 o'clock and these kids hadn't eaten yet. But I think what I learned is that it's given me a new appreciation for what I've had. You know, like they don't have what we have. We're all one big family. You know, we're all there for each other at our times of need. They don't really have that. Well, they do at the daycare, but in their communities, they don't have that. So it's just giving me like a new thankful outlook on life.
I think for me, I learned a lot from just helping people out, knowing that I am able to help other people, and from the sermons as well. And I think that this week for the missions trip has really given me strength and hope and resolve to go throughout the rest of the year.
It's definitely giving me a new appreciation for the life that I have because it is so blessed and I've never really truly appreciated it before. And so just helping out and making a difference really had a big impact on me because most of the time we're focused on what do I want? And to turn around and look at it from a new perspective, what do other people want, was something really life-changing for me because we're constantly surrounded by that what do I want? And I really felt God through me, I guess.
You know, it's so encouraging to hear, isn't it, church? How God is at work. And team, let me say this, on behalf of our church family, thanks for going. Thank you for representing our church family to the people there in New York. And even more importantly, thank you for representing Jesus. So church, let's give him a hand.